And on the air since 4 a.m. and before that with our weather team from just after 2 o'clock this morning, and we're still getting pounded by Debby. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Today is the day that we're seeing the worst of Debby. We are seeing that play out here in the early morning hours. Of course, we have team coverage for you, tracking the impacts of Debby. Tornadoes have been the big theme this morning. Let's start with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner.
It's this feeder band that has been producing spin-up tornadoes, and it's just moving across the same area, and it's been doing that for hours. The first tornado warnings came out at about 2 a.m. That feeder band stretches all the way up to Durham, but it's been really, say, Edgecombe County, Wilson County eastward that we've seen a lot of those tornado warnings. We don't currently have a tornado warning in effect any part of North Carolina. Fortunately, things are beginning to settle down a little bit, but that may not last for long. There's still a lot of spin in the atmosphere. Here's a live look at Wilson that's been hit hardest this morning with a lot of damage. As many as 10 homes were damaged. This was one of the early ones. Right about 2:50 a.m. we had a pretty significant signature that showed up there on the radar. And initially, at that point, it looked like there was one house, but now we know that it's been as many as 10 and damage to the Springfield Middle School. Right here, you can see in the debris detector, that's where that tornado grabbed some debris from a damaged building and lofted it up into the air, and the radar can pick it up. Fortunately, there have been no injuries reported yet. Hopefully it will remain that way. This is one of the homes in Wilson County that the top was pulled off of. Of course, you want to be in your safe place. This may continue on through the morning, so make sure you know where to go, your basement or a room on the first floor of your home. This is a picture of Springfield Middle School that was heavily damaged. Thanks to Brendan Hurley for sending that in. And meteorologist Amy Wilmoth is there in Wilson covering that. We'll hear from her coming up in just a little while. We also have flash flood warnings in effect for most of the viewing area. That rain is coming down very heavily. In the last 24 hours, we've seen over 4 inches of rain in Fayetteville, over 3 inches in the red shaded area from Raleigh southward, and up to 2 inches in some of our northern counties. This is a look at the path of the storm. At 2 o'clock, the center of circulation will still be in South Carolina, and the heaviest rain will be to the north, and it will continue to move northward, and the rain will begin to taper off on Friday. But today, we still have this level 2 risk for severe storms, and we've had damaging tornadoes this morning, and that is likely to continue for a while. Let's take a look at the timeline as we go through the morning. Still some fairly heavy rain in the viewing area at noon, but into the afternoon it begins to taper off. It doesn't end, and then a cold front will come through on Friday and push everything out, and that should happen by around lunchtime or so, and then we're going to get a little bit of a break. What we're going to see still is the potential for as much as another 2 to 3 inches of rainfall and some windy conditions too, which could cause some power outages. We're gusting to 31 in Durham, Raleigh, and Fayetteville right now. And so as we get closer to 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts, we'll have a better chance of seeing a few isolated power outages. Again, we're still going to be dealing with this in some form with some rain tapering off on Friday and some breezy conditions. Coming up, we're going to talk more about how much more rain we may see before this is all over.
Elizabeth, we are following some breaking news here in the WRAL Traffic Center as we combine our traffic and live icons this morning with the dual Doppler 5000. We're getting reports of Raleigh police working a crash on I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. You can see right there on the side of the road that crash is really in the clearing stages right now. It's in the westbound lane, but it's not causing any major problems in that area. But we'll keep monitoring it for you just so you would know exactly what's going on and if you're getting ready to head out. Some very important information for our neighbors over there in Wendell. Eagle Rock Road is closed near Wendell in both directions from Pool Road all the way back to Business 64. There are detours in place, so follow those detours so you'll know exactly how to navigate yourself around that area. We do have a couple of incidents that we want to bring you up to date on, particularly if you're getting ready to head out this morning. This crash on US 1 in the southbound lane near 1010 Road. We're not picking up any major problems in our sensors this morning, so not a problem there on US 1. One more thing really quickly, there's a disabled vehicle in I-40 in the westbound lane near Rock Quarry Road. Again, not causing any problems for you this morning on the Belt Line.
Safe to say it is going to be an unusual commute as folks head out there this morning. Beware of the unexpected. We continue our team coverage of Debby this morning.
We have crews all across central and eastern North Carolina this morning. We begin with meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the WRAL Storm Tracker in Wilson County, where a tornado did touch down just before 3 o'clock this morning. And Amy, so much damage there in that stretch in Lucama.
Absolutely, Renee. What you're looking at right now is a home that has totally collapsed. Definitely damaged by this tornado. And if you were with us earlier this morning, we're on the name of the road? Lloyd Road. We're on Lloyd Road. And earlier this morning, we were showing you a home that the roof was taken off and multiple trees were totally snapped. That location is just down the street from us, so I can zoom into that one as well. This is the first house we saw. And somehow Jamie Munden spotted this in the dark. He was able to tell that there were trees snapped, and we turned on the bright lights, and then we saw that this home was also heavily damaged, if not, you know, a complete loss. What I will say is, as I pan back over here to the house that I think has even more significant damage because it's completely collapsed, we haven't seen any residents out walking it and checking out the damage, but we did get here about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours after the tornado had passed. So what Jamie Munden and I, the photojournalist with me, what we're hoping is that everybody was able to get out and get to safety. But this one, man, a lot of damage done to this home. Just completely collapsed here. So we've heard that there are no reports of any injuries, which is such good news. We also saw the middle school, Springfield Middle School, which was heavily damaged from the tornado as well. So we're seeing a lot of damage here in Wilson County. This is south and west of the city of Wilson. A lot of damage, though, from this tornado that moved through the area. And we're still pretty close to some of these bands that still have some weak rotation in them. We'll let you know if we're seeing anything else with those as those swing through. Back to you.
We're going to be able to tell a lot with sun coming up and some daylight being put on these horrible situations right here. And the WRAL Breaking News Tracker out navigating the roads also this morning.
Brett Nace joining us live. And Brett, I hear you're on I-87 in Wendell. Looks like some rain coming down.
Yeah, there definitely is some rain coming down right now. We're here I-87 southbound, and we're moving into the middle lane, giving these emergency crews a lane to work right now. Of course, the move over law here in North Carolina. You see this semi-truck there that's on the side of the road. As we approach this, we're going to kind of get a look at exactly what's happening. But the roads are just very tough to navigate right now because of all of the rain. A couple of other cars there on the side of the road with them. So we'll work to learn exactly what's going on there. But we are heading to a number of different trouble spots to check out as we have all morning long, all night long here in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. One that we did just check in Wendell was Eagle Rock Road, which does have some ponding on it. There are reports of the road being closed, but it is open right now, but there is some heavy ponding spots. So if you can use an alternate route other than Eagle Rock Road north of US 64-264 there in Wendell, it is best to do that this morning. We're heading over to the Fuquay Arena area with some reports of some closures on Highway 55. We're going to check that out. But as you can see, when we get going a little bit here, we're only going about 55 miles per hour. And that's about the speed that people are going this morning. It is a 70-mile-an-hour road here on I-87 southbound, but because of the heavy rainfall, people are definitely backing it down a little bit. And that's really how you should approach it if you have to be out right now. That's the thing. Emergency crews have told us all night long, all morning long, that if you do not have to be out as this rain moves through, that is best because there are going to be so many trouble spots, so much ponding on the roads, and different spots where you could hydroplane and just cause a lot of different issues. So we're going to head over to the Fuquay Arena area and check back in with you shortly, and we'll let you know what we find. Live in Wake County, Brett Nace, WRAL News.
And I'm Chris Levingood here in the WRAL Live Center. Just want to give you an update here. Now, this is coming from the city of Wilson, but it's also referencing the Wilson County Sheriff's Office requesting people, and get a little closer so you can see this post here. They're requesting people stay away from Wiggins Road and Lloyd Road. That's Lloyd Road where we saw meteorologist Amy Wilmoth. Again, this is that area of Wilson County and Lucama, the area obviously affected by the tornado damage that we saw there, the houses that we had seen collapse. So that is definitely something you want to keep in mind. But in terms of where that looks like, I just want to bring up just a map here. I think I brought up here in this tab where you can see where it's going on. And I'm glad that I'm bringing this map up because it'll illustrate where our team kind of has seen things. So remember we were at Springfield Middle School, right? We had seen that particular wing of the school that had some damage. And then we have Lloyd Road over here. And then we've got Wiggins Road over here. So you might be able to see it if you come a little closer here. You can make out here Wiggins Mill Road and then Lloyd Road here. That's the intersection that the county leadership is telling people to avoid. So what we're doing right now is we're going to keep our cameras focusing there on Lloyd Road to see what else we can see here and try to get any other reports possibly of any injuries that may be out there that we haven't learned about yet but could learn later.